أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So Alhamdulillah, as we're going through the month of Ramadan, started last night listening to Taraweeh. We finished Surah Al-Baqarah. So for next 5 minutes, inshallah, 5 to 7 minutes, inshallah, a reminder from what Surah Baqarah, the message that has given to us, inshallah, in Surah Baqarah, very briefly. Scholars have said that in the order of compilation of Quran, as we go through Surah Fatiha, in Surah Fatiha, we ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent this Quran for our guidance in response to that. As it starts, Alif Lam Mim, Zalikal kitabu la rayba fi. That is the book in which there is no doubt. Hudal lil muttaqin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us why. Hudal lil muttaqin, it is hadaya, it is guidance for the muttaqin. Sirat, Hudal lil muttaqin, allazina yu'minuna bil ghayb wa yuqimuna as-salata wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. And now the muttaqin are behind. Those who believe in the unseen, and as we discussed before, unseen or all the matters of iman for us. Because we have not seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have not seen heaven, we have not seen the hell, we have not seen the angels, we have not seen what is being told, the Jannah. So we believe in everything that we are told from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us what is the way to be successful. Allazina yunfiquna. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala establishes that relation, razaqnahum, that they spend out of what is given to them. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the provider. He is the one who gives us. And whatever we spend from that, with the realization that it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we go through Surah Al-Baqarah, it is very difficult to summarize it in 5-10 minutes. But as we go through Surah Al-Baqarah, there are three kinds of people that are mentioned there. One are the ones who are believers. One are disbelievers. And the third category that is described is the hypocrites. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from being from those hypocrites, because the traits that are defined in Surah Al-Baqarah, they are going to be in the lower pits of hellfire. And then moving on from that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings our attention to the previous nation who were Muslimun. They were Bani Israel. Ya Bani Israel askuru ni'mati allati an'amtu alaykum inni faddaltukum. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about Bani Israel? Because they were given the guidance. They were given the book. They were given the prophet. But as they got the prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us their behavior. What was their behavior? They will turn to the prophet, they will give him hard time, they will question everything that he brought to them from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we are told the story of when they were asked to slaughter a cow, they said, their response was, are you kidding me? Are you kidding us? To which Musa alayhi salam said, قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. That I seek protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I be among the ignorant one. So every step of the way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds them that the covenant that they have taken, why they fell out of the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because the very covenant they took from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they forgot the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What were the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? يُذَبِّحُونَ أَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ. One of the things that is mentioned, يُذَبِّحُونَ, meaning your sons were slaughtered. وَنَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ, and they are getting away with your women. You were living in the bondage. You were living in the slavery of Fir'aun, and they were subjected to the zulm, to the extreme zulm that one can imagine. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listened to their plea, and they were freed from that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala parted the sea for them. They walked through them as they were watching. But once they get to the other side, they forgot the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What were the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He guided them to the righteous path. But in every way, they wanted to go for their own desires. So scholars have said that some people, and this is the guidance for us, it is not to see and read about Bani Israel, they did this or did that, but it is for us, the guidance is for us that we should not follow the footsteps of those people who were before us. They were given the guidance, they were sent the messengers, and their crimes were many, because they used to kill the Anbiya, the very messengers that were sent to them. And throughout Surah Al-Baqarah, which is giving us the constitution how to live, the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are reminded to us or given to us throughout Surah Al-Baqarah. There are many stories also. They are not stories of the people of the previous people, so that we can attain guidance from that. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us one of the month that is not mentioned anywhere else, and that is the month of Ramadan, and we are witnessing that, inshallah. And then there is story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show me how you give life and you give death. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, "O Ibrahim alayhi salam, for us, do you not believe?" He said, "Yes, I believe. But for the strength of my heart, I asked." So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him. He said, "Take 4 birds, cut them in pieces and put them on top of the mountains and call them, and they will come running to you." And then there is another story. So that we know, so that we build our yaqeen in the akhirah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate power, that He has qudra on everything. As we go back in the time of that revelation, maybe we can relate to it better now. But at the time of revelation, they were baffled. What is being told to them? What was recited in front of them? That we will die and we will be dust, and that dust will be collected and we will resurrect, and we have to answer for what we have done. It was very difficult for them to comprehend that. And then there is a mention of another man who was going through the ruins of the nation that was destroyed. And he looked at the ruins and he said, "How can they come back to life?" And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him to fall asleep. And he had a donkey with him, and the food that he had with him. And it has been said that he was dead for 100 years. And when he woke up, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, "How long you have slept?" And he said, "Day or less than a day." And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him he had been there for 100. He said, look at your donkey." And then he was put together right in front of him. Just that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power is shown, that He is the ultimate power. As we know from the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Namrud, when he had this talk, which is also mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, he said, "Who is your Rabb?" And when Ibrahim alayhi salam said, "My Rabb is the one who gives life and takes life," and he said, "I'll do the same. I order anybody to die." And he said, "Okay, then bring the sun out of west." And then he had no answer to that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us again and again and again that the power lies with Him, and He is the ultimate power. So it is a constant reminder. We have a covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our covenant is that shahada. And that shahada, we are bound by that. So we are reminded again and again not to follow the footsteps of the ones who fell out of grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guys, again, there is no justice that can be done in 5 to 10 minutes. So inshallah, it's just a quick reminder for us since we were listening to Surah Al-Baqarah or finished last night. It's a quick reminder for us, inshallah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq that we have some time to learn from the book of guidance and apply that in our lives and bring that in our lives so that we do not fall, we do not go astray as the previous nation before us did. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله.